shutting down my social media. I literally just went to just watch this video. What is this video entitled? The Plandemic Documentary, The Hidden Agenda Behind COVID-19, right? It was a release May 7th, 2022. Now, let me make sure my volume's up so you can hear it. Now, let me show you what she says. Let me turn to the side so you can see.
Dr. Judy Mikovits has been called one of the most accomplished scientists of her generation. Her 1991 doctoral thesis revolutionized the treatment of HIV/AIDS. At the height of her career, Dr. Mikovits published a blockbuster article in the journal Science. The controversial article.
This is what they're going to try to do to me. Listen to what she says when we get to that part.
The common use of animal and human fetal tissues were unleashing devastating plagues of chronic diseases. For exposing their deadly secrets, the minions of Big Pharma waged war on Dr. Mikovits.
Big Pharma,
destroying her good name, career,
FDA type people.
Now, as the fate of nations hang in the balance, Dr. Mikovits is naming names of those behind the plague of corruption that places all human life in danger. So you made a discovery that conflicted with the agreed-upon narrative.
Correct.
And for that, they did everything in their powers to destroy your life.
Correct.
You were arrested.
Correct.
And then you were put under a gag order.
For 5 years, if I went on social media, if I said anything at all, they would find new evidence and put me back in jail. And it was one of the few times I cried, and it was because I knew there was no evidence the first time. And when you can unleash that kind of force,
this is how far I got into the video.
Someone into bankruptcy with a perfect credit score, and so that I couldn't bring my 97 witnesses, which included the heads, Tony Fauci, Ian Lipkin, the heads of the public health in HHS, who would have had to testify that we did absolutely nothing wrong.
And so what did they charge you with?
Nothing.
But you were in jail.
I was held in jail with no charges. I was called a fugitive from justice.
You see? This is what they tried to make. You see? This is what they try to make you out to be. A fucking fugitive. You see, now watch this. Watch this. Let me see if I can find it on my Facebook that they finally let me log back into. You see, 69 News, because they ready for the psyops. Let me see. No, you couldn't find none of my posts. What is the I know I have it. I remember posting about fugitives. Because I looked up the definition of what a fugitive is. And I said it would be Z Hung. If anything, he's the one with the escape vehicle. But let me see. I know it's somewhere. Oh, see, boom! I literally typed it in and it was saying nothing, right? In December, right? Look what I said. See, I looked up the definition because you see, this is what they were doing with their predictive programming, right? See what I mean? Hold on, let me get it in there. I could just make it bigger. You see, this is what they was putting in my Facebook feed, right? What are the pictures? Boom. Then I looked up the evidence, or not the evidence, the definition. See, a person who has escaped from a place or is in hiding, especially to avoid arrest or persecution. That's what they're trying to do to me, right? That's what their predictive programming is, right? So if they try it, I'm coming back on social media and I'm snitching. We already going to trial. You already know I'm snitch extraordinaire of the year. You feel me? But that's what it was. You feel me? And I was showing that this is what they were doing. Like, 'cause it was literally right next to that photo. I had like refreshed it and everything to show them. But yeah, it's a person who has escaped from a place or is in hiding, especially to avoid arrest or persecution. Right? This is what Z Hung was telling me to be. Right? Oh, be a fugitive. Right? You don't gotta go to court. I would just leave and ignore it. No, nigga, I'm gonna deal with my legal matters. I'm not gonna run from them. So if they lock me up and I come back with, right, they lock me up, this is why I say I'm pressing further charges. Right? I don't care. You're gonna keep locking me up. You might as well just give me life in jail. Or for no charges or for some bullshit. You see? Because once I come out, we're gonna have this problem again. You see? This is that LGBT shit. This is the corporate LGBT. That's what that is. Labeling people as fugitives if you expose them. Right? When they're really the ones running from the law. Right? But you see, that was 2 minutes into the video. You see? Let's see if she got anything else to say. I'm gonna go to like 3 minutes in, and then I'm gonna watch the full video. It's 26 minutes.
No warrant. Literally drug me out of the house. Our neighbors are looking at what's going on here.
The neighbors are probably in the
They searched my house without a warrant. They literally terrorized my husband for 5 days. They said, if you don't find the notebooks, if you don't find the material, which was not in my possession but planted in my house.
As if you took intellectual property from the laboratory. Is that correct?
It was intended to appear as if I took confidential material, names, and intellectual property from the laboratory. And I could prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that I didn't. Heads of our entire
so she had like some type of
colluded
evidence
and destroy my reputation.
That she needed, I guess, to get from the public, I guess.
And the FBI sat on it and kept that case under seal, which means you can't say there's a case or your lawyers are held in contempt of court. So you can't even get a lawyer to defend you. So every single
That's what they're trying to do.
Right. Was taken away from me and to this day remains the same. I have no constitutional freedoms or rights.
Yet you sit here. I think a lot of people would probably have just taken the retirement out early, laid low, but you have decided to come forth when your gag order has been released to write a book called Plague of Corruption, Restoring Faith in the Promise of Science. And you are naming names.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm going to stop it there. You feel me? But I'm gonna watch the entire video. But you see, that is their little attempt at like the predictive programming, what they're trying to threaten to do to me. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna lock you up and all of this. You're gonna have a gag order because they're gonna try to come up with some bullshit, right? That's what they have to do for this whole propaganda nonsense. Once I come out, and mind you, I don't have, unlike her, who like they tried to make it seem like she stole data from somewhere. Where did it say? Let me go back a bit.
Of our entire HHS colluded and destroy my reputation. It was intended to appear as if I took confidential material, names, and intellectual property from the lab.
All right, see, I don't have no confidential material or anything to be taken from them, you feel me? These niggas are just have to, you know what they probably try to get me for? Just like the fake fucking Detective Romanik said? They'll probably be like, oh, you recorded a conversation for Ryan Fats, and that's a wiretapping. That's probably what they're going to try to say. You see what I'm saying? That's the bullshit that they were trying. But you see, the whole system is fucking corrupt. It's rigged. You feel me? And they're going to prove my point. That's why I'm going to trial, right? If you've already taken all the steps to fucking sabotage my life, we might as well go all the way. If you're going to throw me in jail, like I said, I'm going to just get buff and get good with Christ. That's it. I'm going to get good with God. Get buff and get good with God. That's it. Because it makes no sense for me to continue. I'm not like you people, where I could sit there and live in fear of these weirdos, you feel me, and just comply. Right? Eventually, it's going to be just like We Happy Few, where y'all just taking drugs and you're happy. owning nothing. You will own nothing and you will be happy. That's what they're gonna make for you. And you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I'm losing myself. What's going on? I'm depressed all the time. Then they're gonna put you on antidepressants, right, in order to control you. And boom. That's gonna be society, a fucked up society. It's gonna be no good measure of health. It's not gonna be a good measure of good health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. That's what you're becoming. This is why God's gonna destroy the shit. Because it's gonna become a profoundly sick society. And you're gonna allow it to happen by not doing shit about it. God damn. These people are fucking. God damn.